Wanted, criminals of the animal kingdom. Crime wave hits animal kingdom. Creatures all over the world are turning to a life of crime, chaos, and corruption. Detective X is on the case to shake up the animal kingdom and bring these villains to justice. With a pile of rap sheets and a handful of clues, can Detective X rid the animal kingdom of these most wanted criminals? Ms. Jagged Jaws, wanted for illegal fishing. This scary-looking dame has been using some shady methods to get her dinner. Well, she skulks around the deep, deep sea, packing her own built-in fishing rod with a light at the end. Dangling in the lure in front of her mouth, she quietly waits in the dark waters for an innocent fish to swim toward the light. Then, gulp! He's a goner, and it's not even fishing season. If you see Miss Jagged Jaws in the deep sea, call for backup. Do not go into the light. Got a rap sheet. Her aliases are anglefish, mankfish, goosefish, and Laphius piscatorius. Animal type, fish. Distinguishing features, lighted lure, sharp teeth, very big mouth. Known to eat other fish. Her lifespan, up to about 24 years. And she's been sighted in deep, dark seas around the world. Well, there's no witnesses. All witnesses have mysteriously disappeared. Previous arrests? 3 previous arrests, but the judge always disappears before the trial. Gang name? School. FYI, the offending anglerfish is known to be female, since the smaller males don't hunt. Instead, they attach to a female with their small hooked teeth and feed off the female's blood for their entire lives. Whoa. Copycat. Wanted for identity theft. Well, this fella thinks he's one cool cat, but really, he's just a copycat. It's bad enough that he behaves like a monkey, living in trees and jumping from branch to branch. But he'll even imitate a monkey's call to lure a real monkey out of hiding. Once his prey comes out to say hello, it's lights out. This feline needs to learn that identity theft is not the cat's meow. And don't be fooled by Copycat's calls. He'll do anything to evade arrest. Yeah, well, this rap sheet's got some aliases. The margay cat or Leopardarda suidi. Animal type, cat. Distinguishing features, black spotted fur, long tail, and a white belly. And he's known to eat small mammals, such as rabbits, rodents, squirrels, and monkeys. Lifespan, up to about 10 years. Well, he's been sighted in rainforests of Central and South America, witnessed by a jealous jaguar who wishes he'd thought of it first. Previous arrests? Yeah, 1, but let off on good behavior after pretending to be a nice house cat. His gang name? Destruction. FYI, the margay can hang from a tree branch with only 1 paw. Maybe he's more of a monkey than we think. Big Bad Mama. Wanted for bad parenting. This mama bird is too lazy to build her own nest, so she secretly lays her egg in a neighbor's nest. She lets the other mother do all of the work to hatch the eggs. And if that's not bad enough, when the baby cuckoo hatches, it bumps off the other eggs by pushing them right out of the nest. Well, that way, it gets all the space and all the grub. Shameful. Like a mother, like chick. And if you see Big Bad Mama in the neighborhood, tell resident to lock their doors. She got a rap sheet. Some aliases. The common cuckoo or Cuculus canorius. Animal type, bird. Distinguishing features, striped belly. And she's known to eat insects, spiders, worms, fuzzy caterpillars. And her lifespan's up to 13 years. She's been sighted in marshes, fields, and forests of Europe, Asia, and Africa. witnessed by hundreds of other angry mother birds. Her previous arrests? Arrested once, but her abandoned chick couldn't identify her. Gang name? Asylum. And FYI, cuckoos can safely eat poisonous caterpillars. They bite off the heads and shake out the poison before eating them. Well, maybe it's best that they leave the parenting to somebody else. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Slippery Slick. He's wanted for assault. And he may not look dangerous, but don't be fooled by his fluffy cuteness. This scoundrel is one of the slickest, slipperiest fellas in town. And if he doesn't like you, he'll be sure to let you know with a mouthful of spit. He won't even try to nicely talk it out. He'll just douse you like a fire hose. Rude, rude, rude. This guy needs to be brought in and taught a lesson in manners. And if you see Slippery Slick, well, put on your trench coat. He won't go quietly or dryly. He's got an alias on his rap sheet, Llama or Llama Glama. Well, he's a camel kid. His distinguishing features, long neck, thick wool. And he's known to eat grass, hay, and ferns. He lives up to about 20 years, and he's been sighted in the mountains, the grasslands, and the deserts across Peru, Chile, Bolivia, and Ecuador. Oh, well. Witnesses to this are spit-covered tourists at the ruins of Machu Picchu. Oh. Previous arrests? 2. But the custodian kept letting him escape. She was fed up with mopping the jail cell. Gang name? Herd. And FYI, if you think spitting is bad, then never make a llama really mad. It will spew the sticky green contents of one of its 3 stomachs all over you. Ooh. Bubbles! Wanted for disturbing the peace. Don't underestimate this dame. She makes a whole lot of trouble for such a little shrimp. When she's hankering for a bite, she just snaps. Out of her larger claw pops a bubble so loud, so hot, and so fierce that it stuns and can even knock off any nearby prey. Talk about going out with a bang. Well, no wonder we've been getting noise complaints with her on the loose. If you see bubbles approaching, make sure you're wearing some heavy-duty earplugs. Yeah, and her rap sheet, she's got some aliases. Snapping shrimp, pistol shrimp, Elpheus heterocecleus. Well, her animal type is crustacean. And her distinguishing features, 1 larger, deadly claw. Well, she's known to eat fish, other crustaceans, worms. And her lifespan is up to 4 years. Well, she's been seen in the warm tropical waters of the western Atlantic Ocean. Well, by a snitching gooby fish who wanted to be Bubbles' roommate. Previous arrests? Repeated arrests. But she blows open the slammer and escapes every time. Gang name? Shoal. And FYI, you won't find snapping shrimps in aquariums, since the sonic blast from their larger claws could easily crack the glass. The Lava Mob. Well, they're wanted for traffic violations. Over 40 million red crabs on Christmas Island wouldn't be a problem if they would just stay in their forest homes. But every autumn, they head to the water to breed, swarming across the roads like a wave of molten lava. And they don't even use crosswalks. It's high time we break up this gang of scoundrels and get them into traffic school before chaos takes over the island. If you see the lava mob crossing the street, call for backup. About 40 million officers should do the trick. Yeah, and on their rap sheet, well, some aliases. Christmas Island red crabs. Oh, Geocardia natalis. Yeah. Animal type? Crustacean. And their distinguishing feature? A bright red shell. They're known to eat anything. Fallen leaves, flowers, dead animals, garbage. And their lifespan? It's up to about 12 years. And they've been sighted on Christmas Island, off the coast of Australia, when not laying eggs in the Indian Ocean. And they've been witnessed by all 1,600 residents on Christmas Island. Previous arrests, 40 million charges for traffic violation every single year. Gang name? Cast. And FYI, these crabs' eggs hatch in the ocean, and the babies live in the water for about a month. Then they march for 9 days into the forest without being shown the way. These young offenders don't use crosswalks either. Phony Capone. He's wanted for mischief. This chap isn't afraid of fibbing to get what he wants. If he sees too many monkeys at the fruit tree, he hollers, "Danger!" and they all scram. Then the little liar takes all the fruit loot for himself. This fella is messing with trouble by crying for wolf. One of these days, he's going to be in real danger. And who will believe him then? It's time he stopped monkeying around. And if you see Phony Capone, don't believe a word he says. He'll say anything to weasel his way out of an arrest. He's got a rap sheet with some aliases. He's a tuft capuchin, or a brown capuchin, black-capped capuchin, a pin monkey, or a cepa sapella. His animal type is monkey, and his distinguishing features, a dark furry cap, sideburns. And he's known to eat fruit, nuts, insects, frogs, lizards. And he lives up to 45 years. And he's been seen in the jungles across South America. Witnesses to this? A bunch of hungry howler monkeys. In his previous arrests, well, there's many, but before they lock him up, he points and hollers, "Thief!" to send the officers in a wild goose chase. His gang name? Troop. And FYI, research shows that these monkeys understand the concept of fairness. One group of capuchins refused a piece of cucumber if another monkey was given a yummy grape. So now they want to play fair? Babyface. Wanted for digging a death trap. Too young to fly, this little girl spends her time doodling circles in the sand. Round and round she goes, till her circles spiral into a deadly pit. And before you know it, an unsuspecting bug falls in, and this doodlebug starts chucking sand on top. She suffocates the victim, and then she sucks out its guts. Hard to believe she grows up into a fancy wing dame. Well, if you see Babyface's doodles, tread carefully. Those aren't love letters in the sand. Yeah, rap sheet's got some aliases. Antlion larva, doodlebug, or a myromelion tide. Her animal type? Insect. And her distinguishing features? Flat brown body and prickly pincers. Well, she's known to eat small insects, mostly ants. And she can live up to about 3 years as a larva and only 25 to 45 days as an adult. Well, she's been sighted in dry, sandy habitats across the world. This has been witnessed by a couple of ants whose friend vanished into the hole. The previous arrests? One, but she was let off with a warning to grow up. Her gang name? Swarm. And FYI, Antillean larvae digest their food before they eat it. They inject digestive juices into the victims' bodies to liquefy the internal organs, and then they suck the liquid meal out. Ruthless. Light fingers. Wanted for theft. This performer does a nifty mating dance. But he's not playing fair. He builds a dance stage called a bower out of sticks and decorates it with stolen goods. He'll pilfer pens, bottle caps, flowers, anything else he can find, as long as it's blue. Then he'll dance in his bower to impress the ladies. The blue objects do make his blue feathers look dandy, but that's no excuse for stealing. He's got a rap sheet, some aliases. He's the satin bowerbird, or the Pilhiliditarianus vilocisius. Yup, his animal type is a bird. His distinguishing features, shiny blue-black feathers and bright violet-blue eyes. Well, he's known to eat fruits, berries, young plants, insects, and he lives up to about 10 years. Well, he's been seen in forests across eastern Australia. It was witnessed by a rat who ratted him out after his blue bottle cap collection was stolen. "Where's my craps?" Previous arrests? Arrested every mating season. He always manages to steal a key and fly the coop. Gang name? Flock. FYI, well, nobody can mess with the bowerbird's decor. If you move his decorations even a little, he'll put them right back where they belong. It's hard to outwit this dancing thief. Queenie, the meanie. Wanted for bullying. She doesn't look like a queen, and she doesn't act like one either. In a colony where a mama has all the power, this girl bullies all the other lady moles until they're scared out of their wits. And scaredy moles can't have babies. Well, that leaves the queen in an almighty position as the only mother, with no one to steal her queenship. Talk about playing dirty. It's time to bring this bully into the station, where someone can teach her that a real queen is never mean. If Queenie the meanie strikes fear in your heart, well, don't take any baloney. Be brave and slap on those cuffs. She got a rap sheet. Some aliases. She's the naked mole rat queen, or the desert mole rat, sand puppy, or the heterocephalus globber. Well, her animal type is rodent. Her distinguishing features, almost hairless body, long, sharp teeth. She's known to eat roots and underground bulbs, and she can live up to about 30 years. Well, she's been seen on the grasslands of East Africa. Well, there's no witnesses. Witnesses are too scared to snitch. Her previous arrests, one, but she escaped after making the officer cry. Her gang name, Labor. FYI, naked mole rats aren't completely naked. They have hair in their mouths. They do have whiskers and a few lone hairs on their bodies, too. The backyard burglar. Wanted for destruction of property. This little caterpillar is a master of disguise. Problem is, he's taking his costumes from other folks' gardens and destroying their yards in the process. With a dab of spit here and there, he sticks the plucked petals to his back so he looks like an innocent flower. No one knows how a sweet kid like this got caught up in such dirty mischief, but he needs to be taught some rules before another garden bites the dust. And if you see this backyard burglar crawling through the garden, well, don't let him get away. He's got a rap sheet, some aliases. He's known as the camouflaged looper, the wavy-lined emerald moth caterpillar, the Cinclora aerata. Well, his animal type is insect, and his distinguishing features are usually covered in flower petals. He's known to eat flowers, especially daisies. The lifespan of these guys? Up to 11 months, and 2 weeks of that is in the caterpillar stage. Well, he's been sighted all across North America, witnessed by frustrated gardeners ready to throw in the trowel. Previous arrests? Arrested once, but he pretended to be a carnation until they let him go. Gang name? Army. And FYI, just 2 weeks after hatching, this little fella hides out in a cocoon, which makes him very hard to find. Then he emerges as the wavy-lined emerald moth, which looks like a leaf. Another sneaky disguise. Frogsical. Wanted for faking her own death. Well, you can't trust this frickle frog. First she's dead, then she's not. Every winter, she stops her heart and lets herself freeze solid. Well, you think she's really crooked. But when the long, cold winter ends, she thaws out and carries on like nothing crazy happened. Well, if there isn't a law about faking the big sleep, there should be. It's cruel and cold-hearted to play a trick on loved ones. Land detectives. She's got a rap sheet and some aliases, also known as wood frog or Lithobates sylvaticus. Well, her animal type is amphibian, and her distinguishing features, she's got a small brown body and dark eye mask, and she's known to eat insects, worms, and slugs. She lives up to about 5 years, and she's been seen in Canada, Alaska, and northeastern United States. Well, she's been witnessed by a traumatized raccoon whose frozen dinner came back to life. Her previous arrests, well, she was let off with a warning to stay alive or else. Her gang name? Army. And FYI, these dithering frogs' criminal behavior might be useful. If scientists could learn to freeze and revive human hearts, the organs could be stopped for longer transplants. Little Cupid. Wanted for carrying a concealed weapon. We've got rules to keep everybody safe, and this charmer refuses to follow them. Well, instead of sending flowers to its favorite snail, it wins over the object of its affection with a dart full of love hormones. These hormones enchant the other snail so the two can mate. Trouble is, this sneaky sail doesn't have a license to shoot love darts. And besides, it's stealing. It's stealing Cupid's job. So if you see little Cupid, try not to look cute, or it might aim a dart at you before you can get the cuffs on. Got a rap sheet and some aliases. A Roman sail, or a burgundy snail, or a Helix pomatia. Well, the animal type is a gastropod, and its distinguishing features, a spiral shell with dark stripes. And it's known to eat plants, tree sap, and dirt. And it lives up to about 10 years. Well, it's been seen all across southeastern Europe. Well, the witnesses are none. All its former mates are still in love. Previous arrests? Oh, many. But little Cupid wins over the entire courtroom every time. Its gang name? Escargotois. FYI, each Roman snail is both male and female, and that's called a hermaphrodite. And they can mate with any other Roman snail they want. Wow. There's rules of the animal kingdom, and these cases are closed for now. Studying rap sheets and following the clues have paid off. The animal kingdom is safe again, but a detective's work is never done. Detective X's next case will be extra tricky. He might just need your help in finding this menace to society. Cranky Pants. Wanted for refusing to go to bed.